Welcome to Inside Leisure World. After 150 programs or more, I'm not sure what episode this is. I'm Mary Apt, and I'm the hostess for this program. The Video Producers Club has been operating this program for many years, and usually the host is one of several, so we don't have a regular host. Today, my guests are from the Multicultural Council of Leisure World, and I have Anna Derby and Ren Villanueva. Anna is treasurer of the group, and Ren is president of the Multicultural Council. This is a sort of a unique group. Ren, tell us about how you got involved with the Multicultural Council.
Well, I was invited by the founder of the council, Miss Grace Kim, to join because I happen to be the president of the Filipino Association of Leisure World, and the Multicultural Council is a group of multi-ethnic who are living in Leisure World. It's a part of getting all different ethnic groups together.
Yeah, we have the aim is to have integration of some sort, but still keep traditions.
Yeah, we keep our cultural heritage in our group, but we also want to share it with all the different ethnic groups in Leisure World.
And you're treasurer of more than one group in Leisure World.
Yes, I am. I got involved with it since 2008. I've been treasurer. At the time, I was a treasurer of a Korean American club, and Grace Kim asked me to join and take care of their finances, which I have a background of banking, so I accepted. And ever since 2008, I've been the treasurer. So I'm familiar with this Multicultural Council, and I had experience of about three of their festivals. So I'm happy to be one of these officers, and we're looking forward to continue this club. Thank you.
I'm involved in the club as well, in the council, and I was not there at the beginning. It started in 2006 with planning for the first festival, which came off in 2007. And I'm a friend of Grace Kim, and she was the one who invited me to become part of the council. But it is open every month when we have our meetings for anyone in the community to step in and find out what's going on and to make a contribution and to learn something about the diverse community. So I wanted to ask each of you to talk about the challenges that that come up as people move into Leisure World. I mean, we're over 5,000 people, but we're not all the same, and we come from various places, various communities, and just being seniors and having to change is a big problem. Can you relate to some of that?
The problem of living in Leisure World, especially for the newcomers, is the language barrier. Sometimes these newcomers comes from different part of the country, and sometimes they don't really speak well in English, so they tend to shy away from joining any group until the Multicultural Council came into, and we tried to invite them to come over and express themselves to the community.
There's been a lot of development since 2006. Well, maybe it started in 2005 even, with an effort to address some of the problems that people have. Now, Anna, you have really stepped out and done something I think is marvelous, and that is you started the Sunshine Club. Tell us a little bit about that.
because I served as a president a couple years after other officers' position, I learned we need to have some kind of club to give them the educational or informative some session to learn how to live in, make a better living in leisure world, because this is a huge community. You know, by learning that and what's available out there, and you make a best, I mean, living in after this retire living. So that's how I started. And to add to that, what Ren said, because of not only language barrier, to me is a lot of cultural barrier. Cultural differences makes a lot of difference. By learning other culture, and you become a friend. When you know that their background, you become comfortable to become a friends and good neighbors, and it makes the whole community better. So I'm just, you know, glad to serve in here, and I'm just happy to see. I think it's getting a lot better in our community and to my eyes. Thank you.
I'm part of the Huia Hula too, and that's certainly a place where people from various cultures get together. So I think that the multicultural concept has kind of seeped out and sort of made itself well known in leisure world. And I hope that one aim is to help people get out of their apartments. You know,
Yes.
they may have some kind of health problems or some kind of language problems, or they're been torn out of some other community that they yearn for, or their families may not be so close. But we're trying to, you know, get people into social situations where they can be comfortable and accepted and learn. And there's a lot of learning going on in Leisure World too.
Yes.
So we have had some past festivals. Now these aren't just little parties.
No, they're not. Our festival is the festival for all the ethnic groups here in Leisure World, and it started in 2007. And as of now, we are preparing for the 4th biennial festival of the cultural, and wherein officers and members of the different organizations in Leisure World are invited to participate either by their cultural dances, their songs, their fashions, their food, and their art craft. And that will be done on October the 12th, 2013 at Clubhouse 2, where they can exhibit their handicrafts and or participate in performing their own cultural dances and exhibit their heritage for everybody in this world to see.
I think that's was overwhelmingly the way it worked out, really, from the first festival. And we've learned a little bit over time. Each festival changes a little bit to make it more, to make things flow better, or make it more comfortable for people. The food situation has changed too. TV Trang, the Vietnamese
Yes,
officer.
he's the chairman.
Yes, the chairman of the food situation this year. And it will be packaged, hand out.
Yes.
It won't be anything dangerous.
No.
We're very
no.
conscious of that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
As of now, we have about 4 different countries to signed in for distribution of what we call a finger food to be sampled by the residents of Leisure World.
Now
We will have participations from the Filipino group, the Korean, the Vietnamese, the Italian, and I think also with the Great Britannia are going to be a part of it.
Oh, good. Good.
So we are trying to welcome everybody who would like to participate. You are welcome to come and join us.
The deadline for some of these activities to sign up is September 15th?
Yes, September 15. If you want to sign up and be a part of the festival, please do come.
And Frank Destra, as the chairman, Frank
Of-
and Martha are doing the entertainment.
Entertainment.
Everything that comes on the stage.
On the stage,
It's not
yeah.
necessarily entertainment,
Yeah.
but stage presentations
Yes.
of the ethnic heritage of some sort. And there's going to be a souvenir booklet.
There will be a
Yeah.
souvenir program.
There's exhibit booths. We plan to have 8 exhibit booths, and Ellen Brannigan is a chairman of that display committee. I believe all 8 of them they closed that application because the 8 clubs already show the interest having their
Good.
exhibit of arts and craft and different their culture, art and crafts. So we are very happy to know that.
That will take up the foyer, or
Yeah.
Foyer.
Yeah.
in
That's right.
Clubhouse 2,
Clubhouse
which
2,
is
yes.
quite large, but
Large,
when
yeah.
you get 400 or 500 people moving around, and it will be a jolly good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but they will be something for them to see there and to learn about some ethnic cultures. And the booklet itself, are you the chairman of the of getting that done?
Right. We are still asking the sponsorship of a program. We are going to make a program. We see that there's 3 previous program. This year it will be 8 by 11 rather than previous
Large,
half
yeah.
of the
It's larger
size.
than this one.
So anybody interested in having a sponsorship, please contact. We will give a phone number later on, and it's still open. So
Okay.
anybody wanted to put their business or sponsor our
Yeah.
festival, we more than welcome to.
And being bigger, it'll be easier to read.
Yes,
Yes, it
yes.
is really.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And lots of space. So, food,
There's 3 categories.
Excellent.
Yeah, entertainment
a stage.
/ performance. Then there's an exhibit, art and craft, the display booth. There's a food sampling booth, and they're still open because we still there's an opening. Any clubs interested to join that, and also our council is considering the support if they need some.
Yes.
Yes.
There will be some support for
Right.
those groups that decide to do that. So I wanted to talk about the theme for the festival. We've gotten some flags, and we're going to have some decorations. Is that right?
Yes, the theme of the festival is unity among the diverse community. What we do now is we have ordered some different flags from different countries who are represented here in Leisure World to be displayed inside the Clubhouse too.
Yeah.
It was brought to my mind that someone had said, and we should have a flag of Africa. And then we said, well, wait a minute.
Yes, that is what we have a problem with Mr. Tran, who's in charge of ordering the flags, because when he went out to order flag and he said, I want to have a flag of Africa, and the flag maker said, there is no flag for Africa, but there is a flag for Botswana, Zimbabwe, or whichever we want, because Africa is a whole continent
And there are
with so many countries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And Vera Polk, who was a former president, actually has connections with, I think, a son working in Ghana and another connection in Ethiopia. I've forgotten just, and she has traveled to those places, and it was interesting to, but we don't really have anyone that's from, I don't know, we haven't had anyone come forward to say they're from a country of that sort.
Yes.
But we did have someone come to the council from Indonesia recently,
Yes.
and we sponsored a youth group from Indonesia. The
Yes.
council had last July, I mean, a year ago,
Yeah.
Yes.
in July.
Yes.
That seems a long time ago. I'm
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like-
surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to have that's the theme is unity, and that's a great one for
Yeah.
us.
Yes,
It just
unity.
fits the
Yeah.
multicultural
Cultural.
council perfectly. And I wanted to see if, well, I wanted to talk again about the resources that are available in Leisure World for someone who's having a hard time integrating. Now, you're part of the
I am a part
Foundation,
of the foundation,
the-
the Golden Age Foundation.
Golden Age Foundation.
Yes, and so with Anna. He's also part of the Golden Age Foundation. And the Golden Age Foundation is is helping residents of Leisure World in all kinds of problems that they have. They have some programs that give them a social hour 5 days a week from Monday to Friday at the hospitality room, where they serve coffee, cookies, and for our residents to go out there and socialize themselves.
I remember I was a resident here when that didn't exist,
Right.
and then it started up in Clubhouse 3,
Yes.
which was a little remote for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
for a lot of people.
And so then when it moved in, well, when we got the new clubhouse, it was an obvious thing to have the hospitality center right there in the center of everything. And I think that has been very, how many volunteers do you think help with that program?
There are a lot of volunteers who help in those programs. As a matter of fact, I think Miss Blake, the president of GAF, is recruiting some volunteers because some of them are retiring. Re-retiring because they're already
Re-retiring.
They're really retiring, so they need some help out
Yeah,
there.
I believe-
They serve about 4,000 residents a week.
Yeah, 4,000 copies a week.
Wow.
A month.
That's a
I'm
lot of
sorry, the
coffee and
month.
cookies.
Well,
Yeah, so
we're going to have we're going to need volunteers for this multicultural
yes,
festival as well.
Yes.
And Vera Polk is in charge of that committee,
Yeah.
and she will be making the rounds and asking people to help make
yes.
things run smoothly
Smooth,
at
yes.
the festival, to just greet people, direct people. There'll be an intermission, at which time the food court will be, I don't know how it's going to work, but those volunteers I know will be what makes it smooth,
yes.
and we're looking forward to that. And so there's, so that's one of the resources is the hospitality room,
Hospitality room.
the Sunshine Club. I meant to say, I think it was so good of you to say the text for that group is the news.
Yeah.
The Golden Rain News just comes the day before you meet. You
Right.
meet on Fridays.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And
we
so-
meet, yeah, we meet on Friday morning between 10 to 12.
So on a Thursday, maybe on a Wednesday night, someone gets their paper at their doorstep. On Thursday, they are reading it a second time. There's something they don't understand. They can go to the Sunshine Club
Yeah.
and ask questions and find answers. And you also have directed speakers that speak on particular things that might be a sticky issue in the community. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, it's been working very well, and I've got a lot of compliment and telling them you helped a lot. So it's it's volunteering, but it's worth it.
yeah. I wanted to read part of the invitation that went out for participation in this multicultural festival. Everyone is invited. The purpose of the Multicultural Council, and we often call ourselves MCC for short, is to foster, promote, and maintain a harmonious and cordial relationship for all, regardless of race, gender, politics, and religious belief. We aim to correct misconceptions about people different from ourselves. Everyone is welcome to join. So that'll be the foundation under the whole festival idea too, is
yes.
to promote some education.
Yes.
What do you think people most need to understand about people from the Philippines, or the culture in the Philippines?
Actually, the Philippine culture is very varied. We have so many different regions in the Philippines.
How many islands?
They have about 7,000 islands in the Philippines, and each island has their own different culture sometimes. But the main culture of the Philippines is friendship, understanding, trying to satisfy somebody else's beyond yourself of what they need. You go out of your bound to help.
I've been to some of your parties, and that just is the way it works. People helping people, help you
Yeah.
to your chair, carry your your
Your
plate
food
for
for
you
you,
if
yes.
needed.
Yeah.
Have always a generous table set,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fun, a lot of music,
It's a lot-
dancing.
That is one of the cultures of the Philippines. They love dancing, they love to eat, they love to party. And sometimes they mistake us as party animals.
But
Which
you
way
have
was
very
that?
strong families too, though, right?
Yes, and family tie is the strongest one. We'll never let our old people by themselves. If we can take care of them in our own homes, we will take care of them in our own homes to the end.
You know, usually, I've been thinking that that's a characteristic of the Chinese, but it's not just not just Chinese.
No, it is not just Chinese. I think it is the characteristic of the whole Asian group of people.
Respect for elders.
Respect for elders, yes. Is a number one.
I just learned something about family from my daughter-in-law. She's from Ecuador, and I didn't really understand this before, but they have very long names, and it's because they have a given name, maybe a Saint's Day name, and then they have their father's name, and at the very end their
Greek
mother's
name.
name,
Yes.
and that's their mother that is their family name, not patriarchal, but matriarchal.
Yes.
And so my granddaughter has a long name too, and her last
It is
name,
true.
the last
It
name
is
in the
very
list,
true.
is not my son's name. It is his mother's
mother's name.
her mother's name. Celeste has a long name. Anyway, you're from Korea,
Yes.
but you've been in the United States a long time, and you were educated, however, to your adulthood, really, in Korea.
You know, what I like to see and what we have, as you know, probably most of the Leisure World residents know, we are the very largest community. And they have same thing as we are very family-oriented culture and respect the elders and taking care of their children, even though they are grown-up children. My friends still go there and take care of their baby and something like this. So I would like to see them adopt to this, nice culture. And one thing I learned is a giving culture is we didn't learn when we were growing up because we was tough when we were growing up. So I like to see our people to, adapt after they taking care of their family, and that if they have a chance, be a volunteer or giving back to the community. And that's what I love to see from our community.
How many in the Korean? How many Koreans do you think are?
In between, I would say maybe you can say 600 to 900. We don't know the exact amount of population because there's no way we would know.
And it shifts too.
Right. But I heard that they keep coming. So it
Well,
could be.
it's a welcoming place here, and we're glad to have this community. So I'm just thinking about some people like the Dutch and Germans that are here, some of them don't, well, especially like Ellen Brannigan is from a Slavic,
countries.
right. She's not a first generation Slavic, but she didn't find a group.
Yeah.
But still, she wanted to be part of this multicultural council in order to express that,
Yeah.
and her desire to show the necessity, or to show that we are diverse, and so we're not all going to understand one another. A good reason not to be standoffish, but to
Right.
learn.
Yeah.
And so the Multicultural Council is going to have this big festival again this year, after having 3 other successful ones, and I'm sure this one is going to be successful too.
Yes.
Lots of volunteers,
Yes.
lots of ways to learn about others through the exhibits, lots on the stage that is being rehearsed.
They have a lot of performers. They have a lot of them.
Your wife told me that was having a hard time with the dancing because it wasn't the type of dancing or that
they're used to.
that she's in her area for the Philippines.
yeah.
That wasn't
No,
the dance,
no.
but she's going to be a part of it.
It used to be a part of the cultural dance, folk dance we call it.
Folklorica. Yeah.
Folklorica dance, and it's kind of a little bit. The movement is a little bit hard for a grown up.
Yeah, that's right. If you've learned it as a child,
as a child
it's
it will
like
be easy, but when you're a little bit grown up, then it will be a little bit different.
and so the ties that bind really, even when we're seniors like this, music, food, dance,
and that-
language, and we don't want to lose those things.
No.
They're deep in your heart, and so that's why we have, even in a diverse community, many people hanging on to their heritage and sharing with either a small group or a large one what they're doing.
Yes.
And so October 12th,
12.
On Saturday.
it will be well worth your while to come out and see what's happening, and we keep you addressed of all of the details in the Golden Raid News, which has a multicultural corner thanks to Kathy Mertz.
Yes.
So thank you for coming.
It's going to be a nice celebration, October 12th, and all the guests can come and dress up to their native dress if they want.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
It's Columbus Day. What a great day to
For Italians to dress up Italians. Yeah.
or for everybody to say I'm an immigrant and
Yeah.
this is where I'm from,
Yeah.
and how I dress there. And this is kind of the close of our program. We just have a few seconds left, but I think that's what we wanted to say primarily was we're having a festival. Everyone's welcome to come. Everyone is invited to participate, and it's not too late for several types of participation.
Yes.
And so I'm Mary Apt, and Ren Villanueva, Anna Derby, and I don't know what, I don't think we prepared to have a phone number on the screen,
No.
but it will be in the news.
This would be the news.
Yeah,
So
in the
it's-
news, you can see it all.
Thank you.